Hey guys, Romie here, so please like, comment, subscribe. This is my review for Black Lightning, Season 1, Episode 4, Black Jesus. So the episode, it starts off with a lot of excitement. We see that Jeff, he's at school, he's doing his thing, and then these kids run up to him because they're like, someone's bugging, straight bugging in the bathroom. And we see it's this student. Clearly, I said, ooh, what is he on? Because it looked like, okay, I know some people don't, but most people do. You've at least seen someone who was, and not just high, but looked like they were lit. Like, whoa, you good? The sweats, the shaking, but the issue with him is that he's actually, it's almost like, okay. To describe it to you, remember like a year or two ago when there's that whole thing of people doing bath salts of all things, and they were going and eating people's faces, and just in general, some people when they do drugs, they pretty much, it's not liquid courage, but they get superhuman strength. You've heard of like the dope fiend strength, the cocaine head strength. If you haven't, now you have. And so that's what this guy has. So I'm thinking, what is he on? Because this is a superhero show, so we know it's going to be something worse. But Jeff has to go and shock him. He has to shock him twice at full voltage just to get the dude to calm down. He finds these pills, but then he hides them because he needs to go and do his own research. And that's so we see that she sees her students. And because remember, she's a teacher at the school. She sees her students, these two girls, talking to clearly these drug dealer boys. And we're just looking at them like, oh my God, you idiots. So she gets the girls to go in the car, but then the drug dealers are like, oh, so we have a problem? She's like, yeah, you're trying to sell to my students. Really? So then one shows her the gun. So she had a flashback. She calmed down. But then another one was still piping up. So she looked back at the other dude, gave him that look of, I'm going to destroy you. And so the guy, he looked shook. His friend clearly wasn't paying attention, but he was. So he looked shook. And then Jeff talks to Peter, and it's like, look, this drug is crazy. Oh, you have no idea. Peter gives him the rundown that the drug, it's super strong. Imagine if you mix, let's say, cocaine and heroin together. Yeah, that type of strong. So then he decides, maybe I should do some more research as Black Lightning. And when that happens, he goes and he starts zapping people. He starts zapping people left and right because he's trying to figure out, I need for someone to tell me, give me a connect. Give me a connect. Give me a connect now. I need to know because this is not okay. This isn't right. These kids are in danger. You're doing too much. And so he finally finds a guy that lets him know that someone that he apparently knows is one of the connects. This is where you can go. They meet up at this spot. And he shocks him anyway because you're still doing wrong. You're still doing wrong. But I like the fact that Black Lightning is feared. And if we can call that fear respect, we'll call it that. In the community. Now, Lady Eve, she's there and I said, is she carving up a, what? I said, is that a dead body? No, knowing her, it's probably not. We kept hearing this sound. I said, while she was talking to Tobias, and she told the story about how, and I remember this, I knew this, that in the past in folklore, African folklore, it was a thing where they thought albinos were really special, and really special in the sense that they had superpowers. They had some type of magical properties to them, so they would actually go round them up, someone kill them, someone keep them alive, and use their body parts. It's a whole thing. Do your research. But she's just kind of going saying, you know, I was trying to see if you had some of that magic, baby. If you had some of that magic, but it looks like you didn't. It looks like you're more so the type that when you said you did something, you really didn't. So Black Lightning's still alive. You're so dumb. You don't realize that the fact that I'm even working with you, the fact that even some people respect you, whether it's fear or not, is only because they thought that you killed Black Lightning. You didn't do your due diligence and make sure that he was dead. So now you need to go and fix that. You need to remedy the situation. Not only that, you go and mess with the kids and the pastor and the community. You're making a lot of enemies. You're making a lot of enemies. You're making a lot of unnecessary waves. You need to go and fix this. So Lady Eve gave him that message, mind you, while she was going and getting the body of this person was alive, mind you. This, we're gonna say guy. This guy was alive, super skinny, but I don't know if she was like pumping out his fluids or not. It was gross. It was gross. And then I looked at him. I said, "Wait a minute. Is that one of the guys that was supposed to be dead?" I don't know. Let me know if that was someone we previously saw. But we see that the boy who had the overdose, his father's in there, and apparently he was really one of those kids on the rise. And so the father's like, "I am so sorry. I'm going to make sure that this doesn't happen again. We just need another chance," because Jeff let it be known they wanted to go and expel him. They wanted to go and set an example because they have a zero tolerance for violence and for drug use because of the area that they're in and just in general. And so Jeff said, no, you're not being kicked out of school, but I do need to know where you got the stuff from. This boy said, "Oh, I'm not no snitch." The father looked at him like, "You're gonna snitch today. You're gonna snitch today." And so then he let me know where he got it from. And it just sounds so dumb because he was even like, the person that gave it to him said the lick's for free. Of course it is, because that's how they get you addicted. I'm like, stupido, idiot. So now, this is stressing him out. The vice principal lets it be known that I know what you want to do, but they're not going to be okay with this kid going and doing that. What they're going to do is they want him expelled. He was like, "I don't care. You go and tell them." She said, "I'm on your side for the record. And don't be disrespectful. Don't boss me around like I'm your assistant. Go and get your assistant to go and be your errand boy or your errand gal if you want that." That's not her. I said, "Ooh, I still feel like, so when are they going to be in a relationship?" Because I know she likes him. Because she was very reassuring, like, whatever it is, I got your back. I just need the respect. No. Anyway, so they found the drug dealer that was supposed to be the Connect, but he's dead. He's dead, and he was high off his own supply. I'm thinking, was it because he was compromised, or was it because he was an addict himself? Either way, he's dead. They're blaming it on the drugs. We see that Khalil, he's there with Jen. And Jen, they're doing the physical therapy. But when Jen opens his hospital door, she hears these nurses talking about him, about, "Oh, that boy, they're just getting his hopes up for nothing because he's never going to walk again, or it's never going to work." And I said, "What type of bedside manner do you two ladies have? What type of mess is that?" Jen was like, "Excuse me, he can hear you. Why would you go and say that?" And I'm thinking the same thing. Yeah, why would you? But he's just like, "Don't worry about it. It's you and me. That's all that matters." I said, "Oh, it is." But Jen was crying. She was crying because this is too much. This is too much. It is too much. Tobias went to the doctor that was supposed to confirm Black Lightning's death. So then the doctor said, "Look, there was a body that came down the river. I didn't actually go and make sure that it was Black Lightning. It was a body. Now, during that time frame, there was no reason for another body to pop up in that river." I'm saying, in the area that you live in, you really think they couldn't find another dead body to go and pop up in that area? Really? So Tobias is going to kill the guy because it's like a life for a life. And I said, fair enough. When Jen comes home, Mom and Dad have to talk to her. "Why did you skip practice and you were being disrespectful to the coach?" She said she was being disrespectful because she wanted to go and see her boyfriend, and the coach should have understood that. The parents made very clear, "We love you, but school and your opportunities in your future come first." And I'm thinking, you can say that with a straight face, even though I know it wasn't his fault that happened directly, but indirectly, this is one of those cases where it was setting an example, and the community was rallied behind Black Lightning. And the only reason why I said that is because what happens next. So Ness is finally home, And we see, we'll call him the police chief. That's what we'll call him. The police chief is there. And the problem with that is they get into this whole debate again of Black Lightning or no Black Lightning. You know Nessa's all about Black Lightning. You know Nessa's all about, he's good for the community. He's positive. He works hard. He's inspired the community. Officer Dude wants no parts. He says Black Lightning is a vigilante. Regardless of what good he does, he still brings in negativity that goes and counteracts all the good that he does. And I'm thinking, but that's with anything. But Jeff was rallying because in comes Lynn saying, what about the family and what the family's going through? Nessa said, the family, Black Lightning's a black king. And as a black king, he's helping his black community. And the family will understand that because you're supposed to be raising kings and queens. That's not what she said, but that's the vibe that I got off of that conversation. So Lynn couldn't say much because Lynn knows the secret. Jeff couldn't say anything because Jeff was proud. He was proud of his daughter. She didn't apologize because she meant what she said, but Nessa said, you know what, I have to go. Goodbye, Mrs. and Mrs. whoever. And so she runs out and finds the men that were trying to sell to her students, and she rubs them up because they thought they were going to get slick with her. Nope. She knocks them out. But then she realizes that, whoa, maybe I went too far because they were still breathing, but they were out like a light. So she called the ambulance because that's the thing with the powers. She doesn't really know how to use them. So she could have killed them. And then what would have happened? She would have felt super guilty, probably gone self-destructive path until she got redemption, like all that mess. So thankfully they lived, but that taught her, all right, maybe I need to just chill out a little bit. I don't know the full extent of what I can do yet. No, she doesn't, because she has more power than that. So then Jeff visits his drug dealer friend, and it's one of those situations where they used to know each other, and he tells him, look, the cops are going to be looking for you. The Popo are going to be ready. They know that you and your people, they're the ones selling the stuff. I'm just trying to give you the heads up. He said, I appreciate it, but I can't. I'm not stopping. I'm not stopping. And the only reason why nothing hasn't happened to you is because of who you are. But let's be very clear. We're on opposite sides. Say hello to Lynn and them for me. I gotta get back to doing what I do, which means Black Lightning needs to come and work and move, because we still need to find out where the warehouses is. So now he comes back as Black Lightning. People have to remember that he has the ability, the tech that he wears, and because of his powers, it's hard for them to actually see his face, to really identify it. So they don't see what we see. That's why no one knows who he is, aside from that mask. So he goes back to his friend. He beats up everyone else, and the friend's just like, look, I can't go and I can't do that, because you're the type, you'll beat people up and then you'll go and call the cops. No, I don't want to get arrested. They'll put me in jail for 30 years. You were doing wrong. Yeah, but 30 years? Well, some years. Yeah, but it still may be 30 years. Said, look, I won't call the cops if you tell me the connect. You tell me the location. That's all I'm asking. Do this. And he's like, all right. So it said so-and-so and such and such. His friend said, you know what? I know we're on opposite sides, but I'm still a huge fan. You're still the GOAT. Can I take a picture? That's a nick. Can I take a picture? Black had to light his butt up. He said, he had that look. Dude, really? And knocked him out. So stupid. Anyway, Jennifer's talking to her dude, and they're going to be working hard, but it's kind of the whole thing of do you support me? Do you have my back? Of course I have your back. And he's looking at the people run. And he's like, no, don't worry. With you having my back, be my ride or die, I know I'll be able to go and do what I love again, be able to get out of here, take you with me, but I need your help. Now remember, Jennifer's supposed to be riding for herself and not this dude. But, oh, she's in love. This is her first real love. And Jeff has a meeting with part of the board, or the board's liaison, and the agreement is they want that child to be expelled. They want him to be expelled, but Jeff's like, look, we need to come to a happy medium. So there is going to be a happy medium. The happy medium is Jeff, he could either expel the boy or give up some of his voting rights, or they'll go and keep the boy, but then can him once his contract is up. Which sucks, because he said himself, he's the only one that really, he cares about this community. They'll bring in someone who doesn't care about the community, just cares about numbers. And then what? So then we see, if you guys watch If Loving You Is Wrong, the actress who plays Kelly, she's on this show, and I already knew that she was going to be in this show, but she's a villain. And I said, you know what? Good for her, because she was starting to irk me on, actually piss me off on If Loving You Is Wrong. So I'm glad she's a villain. And she's Tobias' sister. She's in town to help him out because he needs assistance. He needs help. And so while she walks in, mind you, she was driving a Jag. While she walks in wearing all black, we see Tobias has this rat, and he feeds it to Piranha in his fish tank, because that's just the type of person that Tobias is. And I'm tired of him. I'm already tired of him. But Tori, she came back from Miami, like I said, because he needs help. He needs to do some dirt, but he can't do it himself. So his sister's going to be the one to do it. And she gives him the bright idea of, I'm jumping ahead, of maybe you need to go, and this boy was well loved within the community. Well, if you can get him and turn him, then maybe you can get Black Lightning. You need to make Black Lightning the bad guy, the vigilante that the cops think he is. We see Black Lightning has a new power, and that power is, with the goggles, it allows him to see everything as energy sources and see outlines of them. It was actually pretty cool. And because of that, he's able to see the warehouses, all the product in the warehouses. I mean, that power is, I would like to have that power. It's basically like an electrical version of, what is it called? Of Superman's X-ray vision. Okay. Now, Nessa's out with her girl. Apparently, her girl's bar, because, you know, it's a gay-friendly area. There's this group that don't like it. And because they don't like it, they've been harassing her. Apparently, she's been paying them to stay away. I said, no, we need to do better than that. So Nessa decides, oh, it's going down, because they knock her girl down and out. So she goes and says, watch me. She goes, we didn't see what happens, because during the meantime, Black, he hears some commotion, which makes him feel like, he hears some commotion that makes him feel like, what if it's connected with all of this? He's supposed to be watching a truck with the drugs to see where it's going to go, but he goes, and he didn't see it. He was there. It was too late. It just looked like a war zone. We just see all these guys knocked out. We're going to say presumably dead. It's possible they're dead or they're just knocked out. But I mean, it looks like a war zone. Cars busted out. The ground shooketh. And again, this is another situation where we see Peter, Black Lightning's right-hand man. He doesn't see the girl's face or knows her identity, but he saw what she can do. And again, he doesn't tell Black Lightning anything. Instead, he says, oh, no, I'm sorry, I didn't see anything. Because the cameras did cut out at a certain point. So he took his gun to survey the area and see what happened. And I'm just trying to figure out, why is he doing this stuff on the side? Why does he keep like scrubbing information and keeping certain things from Black Lightning? We see that Nessa is kind of telling her girl that, look, there's some things that you just can't tell other people, especially your parents, because they wouldn't, I got a secret. Sooner or later, it's going to come out. I said, yes, definitely sooner rather than later. I already told you what Tori's plan is for Tobias and what he needs to do. So we find out that Jen's boyfriend, someone's paying for his room. Someone's paying for his room, and we get the bad news that he most likely won't be able to ever walk again. And Jeff even came down to go and deliver the news himself. Now we see that Jeff also has to give up some power at school because he had to make the decision of either allow the kids to come back in and him lose voting rights, or allow the kid to be expelled. He calls Lynn to let her know that, look, I'm going through a lot right now. Lynn doesn't want to hear it. So she said, no, I'm sorry, I have things to do. Jeff gets another call, and it's the father of the drug addict son saying that he was still addicted. He went and knocked me out. I tried to go to the hotel where he went to I guess, re-up, and they knocked me out. No, he knocked me out. The people, when I went over there to get my son, they knocked me out. That's what happened. So then Black Lightning was like, oh, I'm getting your son back. He goes there, beats them all up, gets the boy back, and I'm thinking, so what? Were they going to make him their henchman and keep him hopped up on drugs? Was he going to be a sex slave? You never know how they can take it with these shows. But the boy was brought back, and so the father thanked Jeff, and apparently Jeff got him into a nice rehab. I said, oh, wow, you have enough money to do that? Because rehab is not cheap. But we know that Jeff, he's plotting. Lynn apologized because she knew that it was wrong the way how she reacted. It just brought up too many memories, so that's why she didn't want to go and be his confidant. But she's like, she's always there to support, so he has his support system at least. At least he has that. Now it ends with Tobias going and meeting up with Jen's boyfriend, and essentially says, look, I'm different. And he did it in a creepy way. He snuck in the hospital room and then woke him up. It's like, what are you doing here? It's like, I'm here to help you. I'm your benefactor. And I've also been in a situation where people I needed assistance and help, but no one came to help me. So I definitely wanted to do that to help you. You realize that Black Lightning and his actions are the reason why you got in trouble. And I said, oh no, are they going to make him assume that? I already see that. The deception, the double cross, all of it. I'm just wondering when both of the daughters are going to realize that they have powers and how to use them. That's going to be interesting. And who they're going to... Ooh, boyfriend and girlfriend have to fight against each other because they're on different sides. This show's good. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Like, comment, subscribe. Come back next week.